intellectual nonsense.
We're going to get into Dane's favorite topic of all time, and that is how great the liberals are. I'm going to say politics, okay?
The
Dane
liberals are
loves
growing on me in
politics.
Canada.
Dane loves politics. I understand that we should understand it a little bit, but at the end of the day, to me, I think it's kind of a shit show. So you're kind of my politics guy, and I hear you talk about it all the time. And I just kind of sit there and try to be a sponge and just kind of go like, all right, you're kind of into it. I honestly try to stay away from it, like because to me it's so depressing. Just
You're probably
everything I
much
hear is,
happier.
oh yeah, well I try to. I mean, on Twitter, I've been blocking like everything that I don't want to hear, like all the words. It's just like Trump, Biden, tariffs. Like I just want to look at hockey stats. That's all I care. That's all I want. So I don't know. So here's my question to you. Got all this stuff going on, tariffs and this trade war and all this stuff. But the first thing I want to ask, and maybe you can do this your own way, but like, what the hell is going on with everything? Okay, so Trudeau's gone. Mark Carney's there now. And
Yeah.
people are up in arms because like, oh, we didn't like elect him in. You should call an election. It's like, okay, like I get it. So it's like this is kind of weird. Isn't this what happened in the States as well?
Well, it's different because, and I'll try to keep this like simple. So in a nutshell, we in Canada, we live in Canada. It's a different political landscape and it's a different democratic system. So obviously we're a democracy and the US is a democracy. So in its simplest form, Canada does not vote directly for the prime minister. In the United States, Donald Trump and Joe Biden were on the ballot and you checked their name and you could pick them. So they have a system where you could be a Democrat and you could have voted, yes, Donald Trump. I vote for Donald Trump. And then the rest of your ticket for Congress, you could have voted Democrat. For Senate, you could have voted Democrat. For governor, you could have voted Democrat. And I mean, they have different elections all the time, so they might not have done this, but just saying in Canada, we have a federal election and you vote for the party. So you have a candidate in your riding or your section of the landscape of the map, and you vote for that person. And then whoever gets the most votes, two things can happen. You can either have a majority, which means that person in the case the liberals would win, they win a majority, they have over 172 seats in Canada, they automatically form government. In the last election in Canada, federal election, what happened was the Conservatives won the most seats. I don't know if you know this or not. They actually won the election. They got the most seats. The Conservatives to this day, they could not form government. They could not get someone to prop them up and support them to that 172 seats. So as soon as the Conservatives can do that, the Liberals under Justin Trudeau went in, made a deal with the NDP, and they formed government. So over the last, let's say, 2 years, Justin Trudeau has become in Canada the most hated person that I've ever seen in my entire life. It didn't matter if you voted for him or not. And hey, truth be told, I voted for him in his first election. I think it was 2016. I voted for the guy. I thought he'd be great. And he was okay. And then he started pushing all sorts of policies and changing the national anthem and and wanting trans male and women's sports and whatever, all this stuff that literally 90% of the population disagrees with. So he lost the vast support. And what happened in Canada is he's the leader of the Liberal Party who happens to be the prime minister. And he said, I'm resigning. And when he resigns, the general population doesn't get to vote for the leader direct. So they go back to their caucus and they voted in and they had an election between Cynthia Threeland, who was the deputy prime minister, quit. That's how the election got triggered. Won't get into it. And Mark Carney. And Mark Carney won in a landslide, as he probably should have. So back up on Mark Carney now. I've been a big supporter of Mark Carney for 10 years up until the last two because he was the Bank of Canada, Governor Bank of Canada, government of the Bank of England, ran private equity, Brookfield Global Assets, and he's a very intelligent person. The problem is he has been an economic advisor to Trudeau for the last 5 years, and we're in the tank. So the question becomes: did he tank it on purpose? Like, did the guy literally give bad economic advice so he could run? Because he arguably knew he was the next in line after Trudeau to get this. The thing that people are all up in arms though, he's never been elected to government ever his entire life, and he's the prime minister. Like, no one's elected him to office. He's never won a seat, none of that. So that's where everyone's up in arms about this. And you can see the Americans are spreading a lot of this false narrative that, oh, he's not even elected. He technically doesn't have to be. His party elected him, who we all voted for to form government, and then Trudeau resigns, they elect a new leader. That's how it works. He didn't break any rules, and they did it the proper way. This is just how it works.